Have you ever wondered how the US has managed to surpass China in the highly competitive chip research industry? Well, the answer is not as simple as you might think. The global chip research industry is a battlefield where nations vie for supremacy. And the rivalry between the US and China is perhaps the most intense. For years, these two giants have been locked in a fierce competition, each striving to outdo the other. The stakes are high, as the winner not only gains an edge in technology but also a significant advantage in economic power and global influence. Amid this intense competition, the US has managed to take the lead. So what's the secret behind this success? Is it purely a product of superior technology, or is there more to the story? The answer lies in a strategic approach that the US has adopted, a strategy that involves not just technological innovation but also substantial investment. The secret behind this success lies in a strategic approach and substantial investment. And as we delve deeper into this topic, we will uncover how this strategy has shaped the current landscape of the global chip research industry. The 2022 CHIPS and Science Act has been a game-changer in this rivalry, with the Commerce Department spending $11 billion to boost US leadership in chip research and development. This act is a strategic move to usher in a new era of technological supremacy, with a key focus on developing new strategies for creating the next generation of critical electronic components. At the heart of this ambitious endeavor is the desire to revolutionize the way we approach microelectronic materials. The Act aims to pioneer better measurement techniques that will allow us to understand these materials in unprecedented detail, thus enabling the creation of more efficient and powerful chips. Another crucial aspect of the Act is the focus on chip packaging. This is the process of assembling and integrating various chip components to create a usable product. The goal is to develop new methods that will allow us to package chips more effectively, thereby enhancing their performance and utility. The Act is not just about improving existing technologies, but also about creating something entirely new. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible and paving the way for innovations that we can't even imagine yet. But the Act is not just about research and development, it's also about leadership. By investing in these areas, the US is positioning itself at the forefront of the chip industry and setting the stage to outperform Beijing in the battle for advanced technology. However, this ambitious endeavor has sparked questions about its funding and approach. Some experts argue that while the Act's goals are commendable, its implementation could be more effective. Others question whether the $11 billion allocated to the Act will be sufficient to achieve its ambitious objectives. Let's delve into that. A crucial aspect of this initiative is to attract a tech workforce that might otherwise choose to pursue other areas like artificial intelligence software. But how do we make chip design appealing to the tech-savvy minds out there? Well, that's where the National Semiconductor Technology Center, or NSTC, plays a vital role. This government-backed entity is working tirelessly to create an environment where chip design is seen as an equally, if not more, attractive field. Deirdre Hanford, who leads the NSTC, believes that it is essential to make it easier for people to get into chip design in the United States. She argues that the focus should shift from developing yet another app or yet another piece of AI software to contributing to a field that is vital for the country's technological leadership. A significant chunk of the funding from the CHIPS and Science Act is being utilized to support the NSTC and a program focused on advanced packaging. These efforts are not just about keeping America's chip economy healthy, but also about sustaining it and ensuring that it continues to thrive. The Department of Commerce is also investing in initiatives to develop better measurement techniques for microelectronic materials and new strategies for chip packaging. By doing so, they aim to transition new packaging technologies to large-scale production and create programs for workforce development. But here's the million-dollar question. Is there enough funding to make all this happen? And are these the right approaches to attract a tech workforce to the chip design industry? Furthermore, there are some controversies brewing on the horizon. But what about the funding for these efforts, and what controversies have risen? Despite the promising start, the implementation of this act has not been without controversy. As the US government continues to roll out the CHIPS and Science Act, a number of criticisms and concerns have been raised by both industry and academic groups. These range from questions about the adequacy of funding to concerns about the government's overall strategy in attracting a tech workforce. One of the most contentious points has been the federal government's approach to patents developed with the help of taxpayer dollars. Under the new guidance, the government would have the power to take over these patents and then license these inventions to another entity. This so-called March-in framework has been a subject of intense debate. Originally conceived as a solution for lowering drug prices, the March-in framework extends to all federally funded R&D. This has raised eyebrows in the tech industry. As Joe Allen, Executive Director of the Bayh-Dole Coalition, points out, this affects organizations that own, patent and sell products created with public R&D money. Moreover, the Department of Commerce had initially planned to supplement their $11 billion investment with a separate program for commercial R&D. This would leverage funds from the $39 billion in manufacturing subsidies. However, the controversial March-in framework has cast a shadow over these plans. While the success of the US in the chip research industry is commendable, the journey is far from over. The challenges and controversies must be addressed to ensure long-term success. So the US has indeed surpassed China in the chip research industry, but the path to dominance is a complex one. The strategic approach of the US with the CHIPS and Science Act of 2022 and the multi-billion-dollar grants for domestic factories represent significant steps towards strengthening their position. Navigating the controversies surrounding intellectual property rights and ensuring the attraction of a tech workforce, however, remain paramount. Time will tell how these strategies and investments will shape the future of the chip research industry. But one thing is clear: the battle for dominance is far from over.